Do you remember Granny, that low-resolution game that looks like it was the first horror game ever released? Well, a couple of weeks ago, I thought of the great idea to make it in Minecraft. The plan was simple. Make the map and mobs, add some custom items, and then upload it to my Discord. It's been almost a full month, so buckle up gamers, because we are about to become absolutely traumatized by a pixelated grandma. So to start off, we need to actually play Granny. Do I really want to spend $4 on this? Now that we've already spent more money on this video than I would like to, we need to make up a plan. There's a few things I want to include. 1. Granny, because why would I not? 2. A recreation of the entire house, which, spoilers, there's like 5 extra houses included. And finally, I want to make the game actually playable, which means we need custom items, logical progression, and multiple endings. Did I mention I've never actually played Granny? We'll get back to making Granny herself and the other custom items a little bit later, because for now, we need to actually know what we're working with and also make the house. So naturally, I went live on my channel and tried to beat Granny for the first time. The game took about 2 hours to finish, and about half of that was spent on me being scared of this little spider right here, which by the way is just a decoration. So now that we know what we're actually making, we can create a world and start making the actual house. Now, even though I did purchase Granny, the game is very well thought out, and so the developers might not be the biggest fans of some random dude on the internet creating a shitty version of their game in Minecraft. So for the purposes of this video, we're making a different game called Grandom. So now that we have the world, we can start creating the actual house. Luckily for me, I spent $4 of my hard-earned money on the real game, which means we can walk around in practice mode where Granny isn't around, and then copy the map room by room. Or we can just Google up a 3D model of the entire map and just recreate it off of that. Shout out to Boy Developer on Sketchfab for making this 3D model of the map, including all the textures. It saved a ton of time when making this map. Okay, so we just finished making the basic sort of house structure. And yeah, this does not look like a house. But despite it looking like an absolute mess, it is reference-wise still matching of that real house. So for example, if you've played Granny, you would know exactly where this is. So now that we finally have the house itself, we can start making some of the custom blocks to make it look a lot better and more like the real game. And it was at this point that I ran into my first of many different issues. Okay, so apparently to make items from Grandma in Minecraft, we need to make items that fall when you're 2 blocks away. I mean, I'm not kidding, we can walk past this shell. Point proven. And this is the case for every item in the game. If you so much as just walk past this one, it is going to go down this one too. Nice. You see, one of the core mechanics of Granny is that you're not allowed to make any sounds, because if she hears you, she's going to sprint faster than I will sprint at you when I find out you're not subscribed. Because of this, Granny has a lot of different objects that can and will fall even if you walk on the other side of the room. Now back to the fact that we are trying to make this game in Minecraft, the only mob that uses sound to find you is this menace right here. And he doesn't look like Granny that much. So we need a different solution. Now, since I'm a bit of a moron when it comes to coding, we're gonna be using the Blockbench Entity Wizard, a tool created by Mojang themselves to make your lives a lot easier. And since we won't be able to use sound to lure Granny, I also don't need to make a single item affected by gravity, which also makes my life a lot easier. Another very important mechanic in Granny are hiding spots. Basically places where Granny can't see you and you can wait her out while she walks past you. Now, because Minecraft consists of a bunch of blocks, this is what my hiding spots look like. What the f*** is even that? So, we need to make some custom blocks. But before that, I have a little bit of an announcement. Wait, don't skip, I'll make it quick. In every game I make, I always make some fun Easter eggs, and with me having just released channel memberships, I will from now on be adding every single channel member's name into all of my future maps. So if you want to support me further, as well as get access to a lot of cool stuff and your name in all of my future games, check out the channel memberships down below, and let's get back to making an angry grandma in Minecraft. Alright, so at the moment we have the map, some basic mechanics, And yeah, that's it. So we need to make some custom blocks. Now, while I did make an entire live stream adding these blocks, the actual important things to note are the closet walls, moldy sewer walls, even more moldy sewer walls, and then finally these two custom mobs, which will act as objects for the player to move out of the way. And as you can probably imagine, all these items were added using the Blockbench Block Wizard, a tool created by Mojang themselves to make your lives a lot easier. And after about 2 hours and some debugging of the code, we now have all the custom blocks we need for this house to feel somewhat like the real game. Okay, and just like that, we have all of the custom blocks done. The cardinal direction of the bed doesn't work, but I have already spent over 2 hours figuring it out, so I'm not going to try to get this thing actually to work. So now, we need to make the items. In Granny, there are a ton of items, with some of them being less important than others. Now, because I'm not trying to make this video take 1 month longer, I decided to pick out some of the items, replace some items with some of Minecraft's items, such as switching out the winch handle for the fishing rod, and then remove about half of the remaining items to make my life a little bit easier. In Granny, there are also 3 different ways you can escape, and while I would love to make it, and even made some of the items required for it, I am not gonna be adding the car exit. And I know some of you are gonna be disappointed about this, but I simply don't have the will to make another 3 items and a fully working car. So instead I've added a secret ending which you may or may not be able to find at the playhouse. And so after about 1 hour of making poorly textured items that serve no other purpose than to be in your inventory, we now have all of the custom items, as well as an additional item leading to the elevator down in the sewer. Okay, so I just finished a bunch of items, as you can see. It's almost all the items in the game. And so now, we need to make the actual gameplay. Now I know this is where I'm gonna be disappointing a lot of you guys, because I will be saying that we're not gonna make random items. Okay, I'm not doing it. In the regular Granny game, there is randomization, but since this is just for a video, I'm not trying to make a perfect indie game matching up with others, then I would obviously spend more time on this. So standard procedure, if you guys want me to make random items and make more stuff for this game in general, make sure to leave a like on this video, and if we get a, let's say, 500 likes, then I'll get back to this game and make random items. Like it up, gamers. With that massive yapping session out of the way, we can get started on making the actual gameplay. And no, don't worry, I'm not gonna cheap out on Granny, she will be added, but before that, we need to make sure the game itself actually works. Something that it absolutely did not. And while I'm not gonna bore you with all the hours that I spent getting the game to work as it should while still not being way too easy, I did make this really cool starter menu, where I of course used the same effect as in the 24-hour horror game I made a while back. Which, by the way, was a really cool video, so if you want to, you can check it out after this one. And so now that we're done with the actual gameplay, we need to add Granny herself. Now, while I could create a custom mob with a custom hitbox, behavior, and sound detecting, I'm still an absolute moron. And so instead I just ended up retexturing a Vindicator using the Blockbench Entity Wizard, a tool. Okay, I'm currently playing through this, and it is so much more terrifying when you have enemies with you. Because I do that, dude, seeing Granny show up when you have blindness, it's terrifying. Because then you know, she's like real close to you. Okay, I have everything I need for the gun, which is huge. Right, let's make a bow, so we can hopefully kill Granny. You know, when I made this, I thought Granny looked kind of underwhelming, but this is terrifying. Fairly certain it's on this floor. Which is not in this room. There. Now, unless I'm a complete moron, I should be able to get myself a wheel crank. There we go. And yeah, the sewer just opens. Right, I'm out of here. Let's go. Now, I am actually gonna head back and... Okay. Well, I was gonna say that I was gonna kill the spider before I was done, but hey, I guess we just did it. Hi, Granny, how you doing? If you guys want to download this map for yourself, it is going to be available both on my Discord and on mcpedl.com for completely free. Of course, the game isn't perfect by any means, and I definitely would be willing to make another video if enough people want that, so again, 500 likes, and I'll make a part 2. And if you have any ideas of games I should make in the future, let me know in the comments below. And I am gonna let you go very soon, but I just wanted to mention also that I did just start adding some channel member names into my maps, and I will be doing it in future maps as well, so every single member will get their name into the map at some secret place. So if it sounds interesting to you to be part of my map and also get access to a lot of exclusive videos, consider becoming a channel member. Now, was it worth spending $4 on Granny? Probably not.